Hello Year 9s, welcome back to school and to business studies, and I hope you had a good Easter break. Right, I've made this little video for us because we're starting a new topic this half term and going to be doing this for the next 2 or 3 weeks, and it's all on what we call franchising. Okay, so this is a little video to introduce you to what franchising is all about, and then you're going to do some research online about franchising. So just imagine for a moment that there's somebody called Susie, and Susie wants to start up a sandwich shop. Okay, not just any old sandwich shop. She wants to start up a sandwich shop which runs a bit like Subway. Okay, I'm sure you've all been into a Subway at some point. Massive chain of sandwich shops that sell sandwiches mainly in baguettes, and you can choose the type of bread, you can choose your fillings, you can choose your salad. You watch as they put the sandwich together for you in front of you. So Susie has two different choices with this. She could start up her own shop, which she's going to call Susie's Subs, independent sandwich shop. You can see there that I've made it so that the branding is quite like Subway's, and she can probably get away with that. Sometimes if people try to make their shop look too much like a well-known brand, that well-known brand will take them to court and sue them. But if she is careful about that, she can call it something that doesn't make it look like it's Subway. She can brand it so that it's similar, but it's an independent shop. Okay, or the other option that's open to her is actually to start up a Subway. Okay, now that doesn't mean that she becomes an employee of Subway, that she goes and works and gets a job with the company that is Subway. What it means is actually that she opens up that shop and she applies to become a Subway franchisee or Subway franchise owner. Okay, and what that means is that she approaches Subway. She says, I want to open a Subway in my area, and Subway look at that with her, and they arrange for her to pay them a fee for starting that up. They then give her some help in getting that set up, and she then runs that as a Subway with Subway's branding, with Subway's menus, with all the ways in which a Subway runs. So she'd have to wear the Subway uniform. She'd take on staff who would work for her. They wouldn't work directly for Subway, they'd work for her as an employee. And she would run that Subway as a branch of Subway's, but it would be her own business. And it's not just Subway that runs like this. A lot of fast food outlets run like this. So, for example, McDonald's, Domino's Pizzas, and so on. They all run in this franchise model where there's a big business that owns the brand and has come up with the idea in the first place. But instead of actually owning all the separate restaurants or shops themselves, what they do is they have franchisees, people who actually buy a shop and then run it as that particular outlet, as a McDonald's or as a Domino's Pizza or as a Subway. And Subway is actually one of the biggest franchise-based food outlets. So that's what a franchise is all about. Okay, and there are disadvantages and there are advantages to running your business as a franchise. And it's not just food outlets as well. For example, Toni and Guy's hairdressers, they run as a franchise. So you can become a hairdresser, you can open up a hairdressing shop and you can badge it, you can brand it as Toni and Guy's. Thing is, you have to pay Toni and Guy's for the privilege of doing that, and you have to run according to their rules. And similarly with Subway, you can't just open up a Subway and run it exactly how you like. You have fair bit of freedom, but there are certain rules that Subway expect you to follow, and also you have to pay a percentage of your turnover, of your income from running the business, to Subway. Okay, so what you're going to do over the next few lessons is you're going to research a little bit more about this. I've given you a task which you'll find in notebooks and on the assignment that I've set you, and that task has a whole load of different questions, whole load of things for you to answer. I'm not expecting you to do it all in one go. I'm expecting this work on Subway to take us 3 lessons worth of time. So in other words, 3 hours worth of time pretty much. Okay, so one of the things that it shows you is that you need to go onto the website, which is called, I'm just looking over, subwayfranchising.com. Okay, and here's the website here that I've got up here. And this website tells you all about what's involved in setting up a franchise with Subway. Okay, it's a website that Subway have put together for people that want to set up a franchise with Subway. So if you go to subwayfranchising.com, you can see that if you scroll down, there's a video, okay, called A Crash Course in Opening a Franchise. That's just over 3 minutes. So you can play that video to find out a little bit about what's involved. Further down on that page, there's a little bit more information about franchises and case studies. But also, if you look on Become an Owner, okay, then, and that's the first bit I'm going to want you to look at after you've done the video, then it tells you a bit about what sort of skills they're expecting, and it's got this 10 steps to becoming a franchise owner with Subway. So you're going to go through this. There's headings along the top here: become an owner, training and support, case studies. In the notebook, you'll see that it's got information to say, look at that bit, and then look at this bit, and then look at this bit. So looking at becoming an owner, looking at training and support, looking at case studies, and also there's this FAQ down the bottom, frequently asked questions. That's another section I want you to look at. Okay, so there's quite a few questions to do. As I say, don't try and do it all in one go. I reckon you're looking at 3 lessons worth of work, and at the end of that I want you to do a little bit of conclusion work, which says, okay, what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages of running your business like this as a franchise of Subway? And if it was you, if you were wanting to start up a sandwich shop, a bit like I've talked about Susie earlier on, what would you do? Would you start up as a Subway, or would you decide to start up your own independent shop? And I want you to give reasons for that. Okay, so that's your work. Do look in detail at the website, look at the questions that I've set for you, watch the video, and if you've got any questions about it, or you're not sure how to submit your work at the end, then do let me know. Okay, you should be able to attach your class notebook when you finished it, and then submit it so that then I can see your answers. Okay, and that, as I say, should take you about 3 lessons worth of work. Okay, so do contact me, do get in touch via Teams if you've got any questions about that. Right.